Okay, this is one of my favorite lessons. We're on peak performance, part of the system. Okay, so this is part of the trading system. Peak performance is major key. Okay, so I want to keep this lesson pretty simple, pretty short too. It's going to be about 10 minutes, hopefully. Um, so I don't have that many points to discuss, but what I do have to discuss is extremely important. Okay, this is kind of in combination with monk level discipline lesson. Okay. So, yeah. Now I got a quote. Your performance in the market mirrors the quality of your preparation. All right. Now, achieving peak performance requires both a conductive environment and a strong mindset. This lesson focuses on optimizing both to enhance your trading outcomes. So, let's kind of break this down a little bit farther. Just kind of look at it like that. So, what I mean by what I'm talking about basics, peak performance, people think it's like something crazy, you know, and so on. But peak performance, a lot of times, just comes down to good basics, right? So, what are those good basics? Well, you need to, as an example, um, every single day, you need to be rested. So, basics: rest, sleep, relaxation, so that you're not tired, so that your energy is high. You need rest, right? You need good food. You need to eat well, eat clean, right? Um, it's part of the good basics, good nutrition, right? Um, Exercise. You gotta stay healthy, you gotta stay fit, stay sharp. Exercise helps you with that. It's a good basic, right? Relationships. It needs to be solid, it needs to be good, such as your intimate relationship, even like friends. Are they the most optimal? You know, sometimes, a lot of times, we get on this journey, friends are going to disappear. They're going to go because they're doing something different and you're became a black sheep. You're going to find new friends, a new circle that's going to meet. Uh, it's going to be a little bit more relative to what you want to achieve, such as people in Train MasterClass. You know, so basics, sun exposure, get some sun. It's just like the basics. Just do the basics well. Don't fuck up the basics. People fuck up their sleep. People are tired. People fuck up their relationships. People don't get enough sun. People fuck up their nutrition. People fuck up their health. People fuck it all up. And when you realize, and a lot of times, the sad reality is maybe right now you're looking at your basics and you're like, yeah, this was shit. You know, and you need to do an upgrade, right? It's totally cool, man. It's totally cool. It's a lot of times like you realize, oh shit, I'm not doing the basics. So a lot of peak performance is really just do the fucking basics. It's really that simple. Get your sun exposure, get your daily walks, get your daily fitness or whatever, right? Get good food, get good sleep, have good conversations, right? That's the basics, right? And as long as the basics are good and your regular kind of day to day is good, your peak performance is pretty much in check to a degree, to a degree, you know? But it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just like from a peak performance perspective, get the basics right. I'm going to show you my routine in a second. So let's jump into routine. Routine is kind of how you integrate those basics into your day-to-day life. So routine, I also kind of call it a loop, a daily loop or a weekly loop or a monthly loop. It's a loop. It's something that you repeat over and over and over again. All right. So I'm going to jump on screen share here. And what I have here is my calendar. Okay. So this is my calendar. I'm going to talk about it in a second. This is my calendar. Let me make this bigger because you can't see it in the recording. So this is an example version of my calendar. Okay. Now you can kind of see this is 7 days, 24 hours. So all 24 hours are accounted for. Okay. And and it's separated into 4 hour chunks. So there's 6 4 hour chunks in a day, right? So I have my routine from peak performance perspective broken down into four or 6 4 hour chunks. And they all start kind of with starts right here. Hold on. Starts right there with the start of the Asian session. Okay, so I have here KPA daily watch list. So this is kind of when you will be making your daily watches. This is based on Vancouver time, right? This is Vancouver time. But this is daily watch. This is the start of the day. This is when the new daily candle forms in Forex, as an example, right? And then it's the Asia session, the first 4 hours of the Asian session. And then the second 4 hours of the Asian session. Here's the second 4 hour candle, so second half of the Asian session starts. And then I have the London session here, first the start of the London session, and then the second half of the London session. And I have the start of the New York session, and then the second half of the New York session, and then the day repeats, right? So that's kind of like, if you're going to be this calendar, this daily routine, you need to build it based on your trading style or trading layout. Okay. So what I mean by that is obviously, here we go, is obviously we can do a monthly watch list, a weekly watch list, a daily watch list, a 4 hour watch list, a 1 hour watch list, right? You can't typically do it all. You're either going to be swing trading the monthly layout, maybe swing trading the weekly layout, or day trading the daily layout, or day trading the 4 hour layout, maybe day trading the 1 hour layout, right? So you got to decide that first. But once you decide that, okay, if you're swing trading, well, as an example, you can just show up. I have multiple calendars here, right? And I recommend setting up multiple calendars too. So I have like personal, which is gray. I have KPAs, which are like key performance actions. I'll talk about them in a second. I have like my day trading calendar. I would have like family calendar and meetings and so on, right? But mainly you're looking at personal and like KPAs, key performance actions, right? So if you're swing trading and you want to be like, I personally like to optimize my day, so my day is the same. So I would be making like a swing watch list at 6 a.m. every single day. That's kind of just like, if I'm swing trading, this is it. I don't need to spend any other time on the charts throughout the day. It would just be literally that first hour of the day. So I would wake up early and I'll be on the computer at 6 a.m. and I'll kind of be maintaining my swing watch list, my swing trades, all that kind of stuff. Just every day, a little check in, either building my list, maintaining my list, preparing for the trades, taking the trades, managing the trades. Like a lot of it would just kind of, the preparation at least would happen here, and then obviously the execution, the management could be happening anytime throughout the day, but it's like that is typically like a few minutes here and there. So the main preparation for a swing trader would be like pick a time. It doesn't really matter, but be consistent with it. So for me, it would be like 6 a.m. every single day. You can also change this around. If you're a swing trader, monthly or weekly, it doesn't matter. You can be like, as an example, you know, 2 hours on Sunday and maybe like 2 hours on Wednesday is something that you could do. So you don't necessarily need to be every single day checking charts and so on. If you're swing trading monthly or weekly, a lot of times like the main preparation is going to happen here, and then the second preparation is going to be happening there, and the rest you're just kind of waiting for your trades and so on, right? So the main KPAs would be kind of like happening here for swing trading. So you can either do like a 2 hour block on Sunday, 2 hour block on Wednesday, or you can do like a 1 hour block every single day if you're a swing trader. If you're a day trader, specifically Forex day trading, the daily layout, then you got to make your watch list at the start of the day, which is the daily candle, which is the start of the Asian session. So that's kind of when you make your watch list. So when I'm day trading the daily layout, I'm sharp at 2 p.m. my time, I'm making my day trading watch list. So that's a major KPA. And that would be my only KPA if I'm day trading the daily layout. The rest, I'm doing my preparation here, and the rest I just need to be available to take my trades and manage my trades throughout the day, right? Now, if I day trading the 4-hour layout, right? So if I'm day trading the 4-hour layout, what does that look like? Well, if I'm day trading the New York session, because I'm in North America, then I'll be active during this session, and I'll be active during this session as an example. So I make my watch list, and then there might be some trades to execute here, you know, and then I make my watch list, and there might be some trades to execute here, and then I'm done for the day. You know, so that's the benefit of like day trading the 4-hour layout. You make your watch list, maybe some trades, make your watch list, maybe some trades, and then you're done, right? So then you kind of optimize to make sure this 8-hour chunk is like legit, and you can actually like make your watch list and so on. Some of you guys have full-time jobs and want to do the 4-hour layout. So you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna trade the New York session for the first 4 hours. I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna do a session before I go to work. And then I go to work, and then maybe when I come back from work, I don't fucking know. You know, that's the thing. Maybe when you come back from work, you can do another session. You know? So 4-hour layout, the 4-hour layout, you have options because it's a 4-hour chunk of the day. You can either do one chunk or two chunks, and if you can either put them together, the whole New York session or the whole London session, and so on, or you can do like start of New York, start of New York, and start of London as an example. People like these sessions, right? So 4 hours and 4 hours, 4 hours at the start of New York, 4 hours at the start of London, right? So that's if you're day trading the 4-hour layout, right? That's kind of what it would look like. If you're day trading the 1-hour layout, right? So then, okay, then you're making a watch list every hour. And you would pick like 4 hours. So if I was day trading the start of New York on the 1-hour layout, then I would just do 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And that's it. And that'll be done for the day. Nothing else. You know, and this would just be every day, 4-hour chunk. Make a watch list, take some trades, make a watch list, take some trades, make a watch list, take a trade, make a watch list, take a trade. You know, there's not always going to be a trade, but there might be like 1 or 2 trades within each day. You know? So that's if you're day trading the 1-hour layout, it would just be like this every single day. You know what I mean? So you would pick a 4-hour session versus like 1 hour there, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. Don't do that. Pick a nice block of 4 hours and commit to that every single day. The key here is whatever you decide for your trading plan or your trading personality, day trading 1 hour, day trading 4 hour, day trading daily, day trading, swing trading weekly, swing trading monthly, you know, whatever it is that you decide. But once you like just commit and make sure that you build that day is optimized for you to perform well. You know, you trading the New York session and you're doing a 9 to 5 during this period is probably not the most optimal. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be busy. How are you going to dedicate 100% of your time, of your energy and focus into trading if you also have a 9 to 5? You know, so the purpose with this loop, it's going to obviously look different for people who are in a 9 to 5. But the purpose of this loop, so that you build this so it's fully optimized for you to perform and you're fully focused, doing one task during each period, right? So if you're going to be day trading, you're fully focused for this 4 hours, right? And then you go to work or whatever. That's peak performance. Peak performance is not, oh, I'm going to make a New York watch list and then go to work and then miss fucking trades. No, that's stupid. It doesn't make sense. But people fucking do that. You'd be surprised. You know, it doesn't fucking make sense. It's very low performance. It's a low performer. You know, high performer, from again, monk level discipline lesson. High performer is like, you decide to do this every single day, then you're got to be fucking available during this period to take the trades. You know, if you're day trading the 4-hour layout. You know what I mean? So that's the key here, is you got to be available. So how do I work? You know, so let's take my optimal swing trading routine. I like to build my perfect day and then do that day every single day with breaks. I take the weekend off, you know, and I have nothing on the calendar. I have Fuck It Friday as my holiday, and I have Cutter Day as my holiday, and then I have Self-Care Sunday as my holiday. All right. So that's kind of my break. And it's topic. Fuck it Friday, you know, go out, have some drinks, good dinner, whatever. Cutter day, just fucking relax. It's cutter day, For those who have cats, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Self care Sunday, is just getting fully prepared for like the start of the next sprint, you know, kind of thing. So I think of these as sprints: 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then a lot of times I take the week off. Every month if I'm day trading specifically. If I'm day trading, it would be like I'll be focused on the sprint, you know, and then I would do it for week 1, week 2, week 3, take week 4 off, and repeat every single month. It's nice, That's my peak performance day trading routine as an example, right? But let's take this. So let's have my full routine as an example. So if I'm swing trading, I like to be present every single day. I don't like to do like 2 hours on Sunday, 2 hours on Wednesday. I like to be present every single day, maintain my list, maintain my positions. So every single day, 6 a.m., I would wake up. I would get to work. And then a lot of times, obviously, I run trading masterclass and so on. So this would be like a KPI here. This would repeat every single day as an example. I might have like 3 KPIs for a total of 4 hours of work. That could be many different things. Obviously, could be journaling my trades, could be doing some trading masterclass work. Maybe I'm running an event, like a TMC event. You know what I mean? It's in these blocks. Right. So that's kind of like, I like to do all my work in like a 4-hour window. Right. And you'll notice from a peak performance perspective, here's a fucking hack. All right. Here's a hack. If you build even in a 9 to 5, all right, even if in a 9 to 5, this is like a major hack. If in a 9 to 5, obviously, like optimize this, but even if in 9 to 5, your first block is the most important task of the day, you make it 90 minutes. Most important task of the day. This is the needle moving. This is the shit that's going to hit the target, either for trading or at work or at business. Okay, this is just overall optimization. You have a 90-minute task, the first task of the day, major task. It gets you forward towards your quarterly goal, right? Make that 90 minutes. Take a 30-minute break and then do one 45-minute task. That's something different. And another 45-minute task. That's something different. And do this every single day. This, if you do this, meaning like the first 4 hours of the day, you have a 90-minute block for your key task and then 2 additional 45-minute blocks for smaller tasks. If you do this every single day, even in a 9 to 5, if you build your schedule like this in a 9 to 5, you're going to get so much done. You're going to be a top performer. You don't need to do 8-hour work. A lot of people in a normal 8-hour workday, it's just a lot of inefficient time. And a lot of people can really just put it all into a nice 4-hour block, And a lot of times I have like meetings and stuff or like a one-on-one call or something like that. I tend to do these like in the afternoon. I might have some meetings and stuff, Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Some of my one-on-one clients. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So this is kind of how I structure key performance for work. So this is kind of like my daily routine. This is what it looks like in a way, something like that. So start my work, do a task. So major task, maintain my list, keep on top of the market and so on. Do a secondary task and a secondary task. Could be like journaling, maybe some trading masterclass work, whatever, right? Or a different project that you're doing, right? And then it's like rest. I like relax. Sometimes I call this WOD. A lot of times this is my like workout of the day. This is like my first meal of the day too. This is kind of like when that happens. And then I have like a lot of times family time. It starts right here. So I have a baby. So this is kind of like when I hang out with the baby, go for a walk, go for a stroll, like get some sun, go to a pool, go for a hike, that kind of stuff. Family time, go to a vineyard, family time, Then baby goes to sleep, and then it's like adult time. I hang out with the wifey, have a drink, whatever, watch a movie, right? Family time. And then I do a 4 hour sleep cycle. It's a little bit extreme, I know. It's called polyphasic sleep. Polyphasic sleep. Okay. Um, versus monophasic. Polyphasic. Monophasic is you sleep 8 hours. Polyphasic is you sleep a 4 hour chunk and you have rest periods throughout the day. So, like, I do rest here during my morning routine. I do rest here, you know. I will have a rest like somewhere here. Like, I have rest throughout the day 20-minute nap, 30-minute meditation, so on, right? And then sleep. And I wake up from my morning routine. Obviously you can sleep 8 hours, like that's totally cool. I've been doing polyphasic sleep for over a decade now. And it gives me an extra 4 hours a day. It's not, I don't necessarily recommend for everybody, but if you want to try it, hey, we can talk about it in a live event. It's called polyphasic sleep. Yeah, so morning routine, stretch, meditate, do some movement, um, listen to an audiobook, read a book, morning routine, have a shower, right? It always includes a meditation every time, and so on. So, morning routine every time, movement, meditation, shower, and typically an audiobook or something, right? During this rest period, right? So then I go do my block, like my key performance block, and then I do another rest. So first meal of the day, baby goes for a nap, I relax, have a nap or meditation, um, and so on. Do some movement as well. But I do have a rest period here, you know. And then it's like family time, so maybe we go out or something, if I'm day trading, like I'd make my day trading watches here, and then it's like family time, you know. Go out for a walk with the baby, eat dinner. I eat dinner during this time. So I have my first meal, second meal. I also fast a lot, so from a peak performance, I don't eat it. I eat 2 meals a day and they all fall within this period of time, within this 8 hour block, you know. Um, so I eat my second meal, the last meal of the day, family dinner, and so on. So that's kind of like go for a walk, make dinner, eat dinner, hang out with the baby, you know? And then baby goes to sleep and it's like adult time. So I hang out with the wifey, whatever, we talk, we hang out, watch a movie, have a drink, right? And then typically I do like another meditation or so, right? Reflective type of meditation. I tend to like meditate 3 times a day. You don't have to, they're all different. I can talk about it in a sec. And then go for my main sleep chunk, you know? So that's my routine. Okay, that's my routine. It seems maybe a little bit extreme. It's not, it's very chill. It's the thing. And you'll notice that I don't have like each hour blocked off. I can, gets a little bit overwhelming. So I have these 4 hour blocks, and every 4 hour has an intention. Sleep, morning routine, um, main work session, rest period, or a WOD workout, that rest period, middle of the day, first meal, family time, adult time, and then sleep, right? So I have these 4 hour blocks and they're all just kind of like intentions for that 4 hour, right? And then within those 4 hours, I have my habits, things that I do, you know? So my morning routine is extremely important. I wake up, glass of water, movement, you know, um, yoga, movement, whatever. It changes, I vary it, but some movement, get the fucking body moving and shit, because I've just been fucking laying flat for fucking 4 hours, For some of you guys, it's 8 hours. You got to fucking movement, get some breathing, do some pranayama, a breathing exercise, and then do a meditation to get focused. This meditation in the morning, my morning routine, my morning meditation is focused on the vision, the dream goal, dream lifestyle, vision meditation. It's getting aligned with that vision and who do I need to become to achieve it. That's my morning meditation. Now I'm ready. I'm fucking ready for work. That's a nice slow morning. I wake up, some movement, do some meditation, get a coffee, sit, meditate, listen to an audiobook. And I'm ready to it's like fucking sleep, but it's a morning routine. It's very relaxing, very chill, I'm not expending a lot of energy. That's the key with polyphasic sleep. You need these rest periods. So my morning routine is like, it's alternative to sleep. It's like I spend a lot of time in meditation. I move my body gently, do some yoga or some qigong or whatever. Um, I sit, drink a coffee, listen to an audiobook. It's very relaxing, you know, but it gets me mentally prepared and mentally sharp and aligned for my next block, which is the most important block. It's my work session, right? And then midday, I have another meditation, another rest, maybe a nap. I need a nap because I only sleep 4 hours, right? So I have a nap midday right after I eat lunch or first meal of the day. I have a nap, maybe a little meditation. This one's not really focused on anything, just clear my head, clear my thoughts, nothing. Just fucking relax, right? There's family time, go for a walk, go for a hike, go to the beach, go to the pool, family time, hang out, eat dinner, right? That's like adult time. Talk with the wifey, watch a movie, and as wifey gets ready for bed, I do my third meditation. And this one's more of a reflecting on the day, right? How did the day go? Did I fuck something up? Okay, process that information. Did I get triggered? Did a catalyst come up from the past? Reflect on it, deal with those emotions, deal with them, so that you can move on, go to sleep, and start the day again, fresh, clear, new, you know? So that final meditation is just like quick reflection. It could be 20 minutes, could be 45 minutes. I could fucking trance out for 2 hours. I've been doing this for a long time, you know? And meditation to me is extremely important, but meditation is just clearing the head, organizing the thoughts, just getting calm. Yeah, so that's that. So that's the habits. Habits is kind of like the stuff that you do within those chunks, you know? Um, you gotta optimize this. Peak performance is, like I said, it's just basics. And there's some stuff that you do. I work out every day, throughout the day. I have my typically within every 4 hour block, I do like some movement, push-ups, pull-ups, deadlifts, whatever. I have a gym in my house right there. So it's like I do a block, I'm sitting, like right after this recording, I'm gonna get up and fucking do something. I gotta move, man. I gotta move this body. So like I just work out throughout the day. I eat healthy throughout the day. I meditate throughout the day. You realize that peak performance in trading is you're not doing a lot of shit, right? I'm not doing any errands. All my errands are outsourced. I don't clean the house. I have a robot vacuum walks around and I have cleaners come in. A lot of times I don't cook dinner. I would have order in as an example. I don't go do errands. I don't go to the stores. I get my groceries delivered. Like I just don't do like unnecessary stuff like errands. I order my clothes online. Like I don't go to stores, you know? Um, so that when I do go out, it's for a hike, it's to the beach, it's on a joyride, take the sports car out. It's go to eat some good food with the wife, have some wine. It's when I go out, it's for fun, not for fucking errands, So like my peak performance for me is like optimize even that far. I even eat the same meals every single day, pretty much, So like when I'm in monk mode, which is like that sprint, Monday to Friday, weekends off. And when I take my week off, that's off. But when I'm in monk mode, it's almost the same day, every single day, to the things that I do, to the things that I eat, to the routine, just on repeat. And that is how you will achieve peak performance. If you optimize that routine and you're consistent with it, eventually you'll reach your peak performance. That's it for this lesson. The key action is build your optimal daily routine. This is a fucking must. And make sure that whatever trading style you pick, you can actually fucking do it. The reason why this is important is because people pick a trading style and then I'm like, why didn't you take that trade? I was driving to work. Why didn't you take that trade? I was picking up my kids from school. Why didn't you take that trade? I was sleeping. Why didn't you take that trade? Whatever. I was out with the bros, or your lady friends, whatever, right? Like, peak performance is being available. Now, I believe you can do everything within the day. I believe you can have a perfect day. So think about when you're building your routine. It's like, if I were to do this day every day for the next month, quarter, year, 10 years, would I enjoy it? And the key is like, if you can find a routine that you enjoy, it's like great. My routine, I can take it anywhere. It will be relatively the same. And if when I'm in Costa Rica, it's the same. It's just instead of going on a hike, I'm by the pool or I go down to the beach. You know what I mean? It's just like I fill those gaps a little bit differently based on the location. If I'm in Vancouver in my loft or whatever in Vancouver, it's like it's a little bit different. I will go out for breakfast, go out for lunch. There are my other blocks, and it's just a little bit different, but it's optimized. And you always need to make sure that that daily routine is optimized for what it is that you want to achieve and what kind of life you want to live, right? Some of you guys right now have a shitty fucking routine. Some traders out there are trading 16 hours a day. This is crazy. And I'm like, you really want to do that every single day forever? For 10 years for you to achieve your goals? You guys are going from 100K to a million to 10 million. It's like, you gotta make sure you're willing to do this for fucking 10 years. And you can change it around, obviously. You should change it around. If you notice it doesn't feel like when you're building your routine, you gotta play around for a little bit. Whenever I change something, I'm like, okay, I want to focus on this. The first thing I go is like, I build a new routine. First thing, my first action, whenever I try to achieve something or I have a goal or I want to do something else, it's like, okay, what's my routine look like for peak performance perspective? And then I go to Molly, my wife, and I'm like, do you think I can actually pull this routine off? And she'd be like, yeah, I think so. And be like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, okay, I'll change it around a little bit, but that's the first thing. This needs to fucking flow. I need to be able to hit all those KPAs, key performance actions, in order for me to achieve those goals. So this is it. I'll leave it at there. I'll leave it at this. I said 10 minutes. It's 30 minutes. That's cool. Build your daily routine from a peak performance perspective. That's it. See you in the next lesson.